be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this video, I'm going to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So I am back with a video with Bae. This is Laura. If you're here for the first time, I am Rhonda from Rhonda's Red Sauce, and this is Laura. This is my amazing, incredible, fantastic partner. Y'all, so we just got done eating some West African food, and I was like, babe, let's shoot another video real quick. And it's basically gonna be a challenge where I have no idea what I'm walking into. She has no idea what she's walking into right now. And it's basically a challenge of what is the hardest thing about fill in the blank, right? So I have no idea what I'm filling in the blank about, and she don't know either. So do you want to go first asking me, babe, or do you want to answer the question first?
I don't know, because she came up with this idea, so I'm like, what's she gonna say? We don't know what the other person gonna say, so I don't know what. I guess I'll go first. I'll ask you first.
Okay, so again, what is the hardest thing about ... All right, so okay. You ready? Okay, yes. So what is the hardest thing about?
Oh yeah, I'm asking you first, right?
Yeah.
What is the hardest thing about being a masculine presenting woman? Or what?
Damn, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I will say this, that I feel like my experience hasn't been as tough as some other women. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all too. A lot of stuff I just be blocking out. I don't be paying attention to like a lot of nonsense people be on. I try not to feed into it. So it may just be my own oblivion and tunnel vision that keeps me like things out of my vision and my mind. I'm gonna say the hardest thing, one of the hardest things about being a masculine presenting woman and dressing the way that I want to dress is that, y'all, I'm stacked and I am a woman, okay? Very much a woman. Don't want to be a man. For anybody that has that kind of maybe perception out there,
right?
Buying clothes is one of the hardest things because I want to dress a certain kind of way, and the clothes I'd like to wear a lot of the times are men's clothing, and they're not made for women's bodies. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm curvy, so it can be hard finding clothes sometimes. But also too, I'll say one of the hardest things I feel like is that I've been with dated or been women in the past where it's like, oh, well, you dress a certain kind of way, so you need to be the one to keep us safe. You need to need to be the one to provide. You need to be the one that kills the bug. You need to be the one that, you know what I'm saying?
Killing the bug is always the conversation.
But I'm just saying that's like part of the pressure of it all. And it's like, I don't mind doing certain things, or you got to be the one to buy me flowers. I like flowers too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And feeling like that if I want to express that I want those things, that, oh, now I'm feminine, or now I'm acting like a bitch, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And look, let me tell you something, baby. Like, look, if something go down, we gonna both have to jump in. It can't just be me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We both got to jump in. So I think that that's probably one of the hardest things about being a masculine presenting woman is being boxed into all of these things.
How you should act.
How I should act, what I should do, how I should respond, or you need to go step to so-and-so. It's like look how big that person is. We need to step to them or whatever. And I'm not saying I can't hold my own for different things, but I definitely feel like that it's a partnership in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine with killing the bugs, just not all of them. You know, we may have to tag team.
I can kill a bug.
I don't mind killing bugs.
Spray that bad boy to death.
But what I'm saying is that we're going to have to tag team certain things, and being with someone like Laura who is okay with that and ain't going to look at me different. You know what I'm saying? Because I've definitely been in situations, y'all, where whatever, let's say something goes down with like a bug, and now I'm screaming, and she looking at me like, why are you screaming? Like, girl, this thing is flying. You know what I'm saying? This bug the bug is flying. You know what I'm saying? Around the house or whatever. And like I said, there's certain situations, but just being like, well, you were supposed to handle it like this, and you didn't do that. But it's like, that's not, you putting too much pressure on me because of the way that I dress, expecting that I'm going to do a certain thing. And while we're here with this, I just want to say real quick, for anybody that might need a little bit of clarity, because I think there are people that it's an education thing, that clothes don't it's not tied to gender like that. It's not tied to gender. I don't want to be a man, and
clothes is just a form of expression.
It's just a form of expression. And I think that one of the best examples I can give is Prince. When you think about Prince, think about David Bowie. I don't think that I don't think they wanted to be women. They were just expressing themselves in ways that were non-traditional of how men were supposed to dress. So it's not about gender at all. You know, clothes are very fluid. I think it's very important for you to be able to dress and do whatever you want to do,
for you,
whatever your style is. You know, if you want to be more, you know, feminine this day, more masculine that day, so be it. But I think a lot of people also dress according to what society wants. So I think it's very important to be free around your expression. And clothes is one of the best ways to express yourself. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick because I know that I've gotten certain questions. So since we were talking about masculine presenting women, I thought it was a great opportunity to address that.
Yeah.
Okay, baby, you ready?
I'm ready. Ready as I'm gonna be.
Let me see that enthusiasm for this question.
Woo.
Wow. Wow.
I'm nervous.
I'm just playing.
I don't know.
What is the hardest part about dating a YouTuber?
I did not know where you was going with that question, child. I was like,
well, that's pretty easy. It's an easy question, ain't it? Not that bad.
What is the hardest part about dating a YouTuber? I don't know, because honestly, not that I'm disconnected from her channel, but I don't be looking at every like comment or like, I'm not that type of girlfriend, so it's not really. Oh, I know something. Okay, when we are like ready to, well, I do the same thing too, so it's really not just
what you talking about?
But like sometimes when we go out to eat and we just want to eat, like we have to take some time before we can actually dig into the food, because she got to get it right for y'all, okay? She be like, oh, GP fam won't want to see this, and my food be kind of getting cold, and I'm just like, all right, did you get the angle? Good, let's go. But I do the same thing too. I take pictures. I just don't put it on YouTube, but I put it on my Instagram, so it's kind of like the same thing. But you know, she gotta get it in landscape. It gotta be, you know, the right proportions for y'all. You know, I just throw my stuff up on my stuff ghetto on my. But yeah, I guess, and it's really not a hard part, but it's interesting. So I get kind of like shy when people, if they, you know, like friends have mentioned before, like, oh, or like when I posted Rhonda on my page, a friend of mine was like, wait a minute, like Rhonda's red sauce? Like, she was like, oh girl, I'm coming over for dinner. Like, what's up?
Oh, so when your friends bring it up to you.
Yeah, so it's not a hard part. I just get like, I start blushing like, oh my gosh. You know, because when somebody realizes, or me being on her channel, like if they notice, or people like, oh yeah, I seen you. I'm like, me? You know, so it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just more of a like getting used to type of thing. Yeah, because I'm kind of shy.
Are you shy?
You guys can tell. And you know, it's just like.
No, I feel you. It takes time though. It takes time. But that's the hardest part. So it's nothing else that really kind of come along with it that really bothers. See, that's the thing too. I think it's really important too when you are someone who's like on a public platform, you got to date the right person, because sometimes it could be an issue with why you always on your phone, because I'm like always doing messages. I'm always responding to like messages, comments, DMs, stuff like that.
But I'm always on TikTok.
So she ain't tripping. But I'm saying though, sometimes that could be, I can see that being an issue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or because I'm filming everything and everything doesn't end up being content, but I'm just like filming everything to have stuff just kind of like sitting around, or I may not want it or whatever, because there is going to be somebody that's just like, ugh, you know. So she don't even trip on the food thing, because like you said, she recording for Instagram, so I'm recording for YouTube, but she recording for Instagram, so she gets it.
Yeah, and I guess, I got one more thing.
What?
Well, it's not. You asked the question.
I want to see what you gonna say.
So, like for example, if you guys watch the vlog of us in Tampa, which you should go watch it if you haven't watched it. You know, I like to be on camera a certain way, okay? And this one here, she's just naturally gorgeous, so she just be ready to just be on camera. You know, just turn it on, and she like, babe, want to be in a vlog? You know, so if you see me kind of like dipping out a little bit, like zipping, it's not because I didn't want to be in it. It's just like, girl. I got the, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put the caffeine under. I got the bags going on. Give me a second. I don't got hair and makeup ever on this red sauce, so I have to. You know, she just want to get it before I could put on a.
That is because I will turn the camera on her in a minute. She be like, "Babe, no."
So yeah, like I don't have a full look today, but I did put a little brow on for y'all and a little, you know. So just give me a second before just be having me out there because you never know. You know, gotta be. No, just playing.
Not that smile.
But yeah.
Okay, y'all. So we're gonna do one more round. So she asked a question, I asked a question. So we got one more for each from each of us. Go ahead, baby, your turn.
All right, you ready?
I guess. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What is the hardest part? It's kind of like a two-part.
Okay.
What is the hardest part of going through a breakup? But the hardest part of going through a breakup with friends, like friends that have been involved, mutual friends, in a relationship.
Okay. I think the hardest part about going through a breakup is undoing things, like undoing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Undoing how you used to feel, undoing where you used to live, undoing any accounts that y'all had together, undoing plans that you had, like you may have had future travel plans or whatever. So undoing all the stuff and then having to figure out the next phase of it all. And the hardest part is like processing your feelings, because I think because it's over doesn't mean you don't care about the person. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a really tumultuous and bad breakup, that doesn't mean you don't have feelings for the person. You know, so I think it's just sorting out your feelings and accepting that it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you can feel like when you skate, you know when you skating on thin ice in your relationship, but when it's over, you like, this shit really over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in terms of mutual friends, I think I can only base it on my personal experience is, even though people become friends, like, you know, us being together, my friends could become your friends could become my friends. But I feel like depending on how the breakup happened, sometimes you got to choose up. Sometimes you got to choose, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that your friends got to go back to this being your friends. My friends got to go back to this being my friends. But I think if it was an amicable type of breakup and it was just like, you know, we grew apart kind of thing, I think there is a way for the friendships to continue where my friends can continue to be your friends. Like, y'all may not talk as often, or there may need to be like a cool-off period potentially, you know what I'm saying? But I think there is a way to continue to be friends with all parties involved. That's what I think.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, especially if it was your friend first, like there are friends that couples meet together. Yeah. But if it's literally your friend first, your best friend, like you said, depending on how the breakup happens, it's going to be awkward. I don't think it's bad to be cordial, but I wouldn't be like hitting up your best friend like, oh, y'all want to go get lunch? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, I think that's important for, especially like if it was amicable with the whole cooling off period. That's just also checking in with your friends, making sure, seeing where they are, see how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like if new boundaries need to be established to be able to do all of that. So that you could, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to sacrifice and ruin your friendship with your friend because you still are cool with their ex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And also too, just straight up ask, like, are you still cool with me being friends with so and so? Because they might be cool with it.
They might be cool with it.
Yeah, but just being like, you know, they may be like, I'm cool with it, but just give me a couple of months, you know, before. I don't care if y'all keep in touch or if y'all follow each other on social, but I would prefer that y'all not hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like, establish those boundaries so you can respect your friend. Yeah. That's what I think is like the hardest part. You know, because there's some difficult conversations around that. Because again, people get attached to people. You know what I'm saying? Let's say somebody been together for 7 years. You know how many friendships come out of that? And like having to undo all of that, especially if you got to walk away from their friendships too. You know what I mean?
Now, what do you do if y'all have friends that y'all met together, or maybe, you know, you guys met kind of together, so it's equally both of y'all friend?
I think that's a little bit different. If it's equally y'all friend, I think again establishing the boundaries around like how are we going to handle the situation, and asking that the friends be open about like, okay, if they're having a birthday party or an anniversary party or just a barbecue, are you going to invite both of us? Making sure that all parties know that we're inviting both. You know, I think that opening the lines of communication around that is probably the easiest way to handle it. But that's just, again, like you gotta remove the pettiness, you gotta remove all the other stuff around it, so that people know what they're getting themselves into. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way that I want to go to my friend's barbecue if I don't, you know what I'm saying, if I just broke up with my ex, I don't want to see her. You know what I mean? Yeah. I may not want to see her, or whoever you're with, you may not want to see that person. So just open the lines of communication. You know, say what needs to be said. That's what I think. That's the hardest part. But I think that there is a way that you could definitely handle it though.
Good answer.
Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? All right, you ready for your question?
Yes, I ain't got no choice. Let's do it.
What is the hardest part about not being a driver?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one? So if anybody doesn't know, you guys, Laura doesn't drive. And her little chuckle is so cute. And it's because she's a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but a lot of my New York friends could drive now. So I have to stop using that as an excuse because it's played out at this point.
What's the hardest part, though?
The hardest part is like, I do live in an area where stuff is very convenient for me. I would say the hardest part that gets the most frustrating is when it's something that is like close, but you have to take a car there. So it's just frustrating because I'm like, why would I pay an Uber to go up the street? Like, it's literally only 5 minutes away, but it's not 5 minutes away anywhere that I could get there. Like, or I would have to take the bus. And that's one thing about me. I ain't going to be on the bus. Now, I take the metro because it's quick. The train here is pretty quick. If any of y'all from the DMV area, super quick. We took the train the other day, and it was super fast. Yeah, it was. But I ain't finna be standing on the corner waiting for a bus. So it'll be places where I want to go, like Whole Foods is like up the block or somewhere, but it's up the block in a car. You know? Yeah. And my commuter mind, okay, so or like, for example, she'll always ask me, well, how many miles is it, like, the distance? I'm like, girl, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I can't tell you driving directions. I can tell you, you know, train directions or whatever. So that's the only part, the convenience of just, you know, and then also if it's bad weather or, groceries.
That's what I thought you was gonna lead with. Was the amount of stuff. Cause y'all, let me tell you something. When we together, I be putting all kind of stuff in the basket. She be like, "Girl, we gotta walk." I was like, "Oh yeah," because I'm so used to having a trunk, having a back seat to put all this stuff in. So even if we going to get water, I'm trying to get a case of water. She like, "Girl, you better get that gallon of water." You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna carry. But
you see this water I'm drinking now. I definitely rolled this. I rolled it home in a suitcase. Okay, because
she got a suitcase of water.
Listen. I get it done, all right, because there's like a store right across the street. But I also noticed the culture of someone who doesn't drive. Like, so for example, in New York, a lot of people don't drive. So you'll see people with the carts, like and out here, when I ask them, like, do y'all have carts? They're like, you mean the one, like, when you don't have a car, like a personal cart? And I'm like, yeah, personal cart. They're like, nah, we don't got that. So when you see people with carts like that, normally it's in an inner city because a lot of people, you know, don't drive and they just put their stuff in their little car. But out here, you won't see that a lot. So groceries, like water is the biggest thing. Or if I'm getting like a detergent, don't be letting me have to get the detergent and the bleach and the other thing. I'm just like, you know.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like when we went to Target the other day, I was like, we got a gang of stuff. Like, but thank God Target is not far.
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah. And I always have my little shopping bag, my little reusable bag. Yeah. So, but she always laughed at me because, like she said, she used to having a car and just. So I
have to scale back because I be doing too much. I be throwing all kind of stuff in the car, and she be like, "Girl, like you cannot do that."
Right. So also, I don't get as much stuff. So she was like, "Well, why don't we just get more tissue or whatever?" I'm like, "We got some at the house. We gonna go with the road, you know, what we got, and then we come back because we don't have enough arms for extra tissue right now."
Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. That's a good response though. It's a good response.
Also, one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But I also do feel like the hardest part is that some people, when I tell them that I don't drive, it's like they have pity on me, so they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you home. Like, you need to," and it's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to have pity on me. Trust me. My mom raised me. Always know how you getting home. Always make sure you have your little car fare, cat fare. So
you be getting around the city.
I get around, but I do feel like the hardest part is people feeling like they have to offer a ride, which is like, I appreciate it, but I came out knowing I have to get home. So.
Yeah. So that's it, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this. I had fun answering the questions. Again, we had no idea we were going to ask each other. Really good questions, baby. I'm glad you were down to do another video. Hope you guys enjoy seeing Laura. I don't know if this is her last appearance. I ain't going to make I'm just playing, y'all. She'll be back on the channel.
Like I said, let me put my eyebrows on first.
All right, y'all. So I appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Meet us in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Make the best of the day, y'all. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go,